Hi. Hi, friends. Hello, Fairy. Hi, Aaliyah. Hi, Matt. Hi, Mina. Welcome. Whoa. It's so weird to hi. It, ugh, ugh, words. How do I don't even know how to do this anymore. I take 1 week off, 1 weekend off of live streaming, and I'm already like, I don't remember how to do this. Oh, speaking of forgetting, hold on, hold up, I forgot to grab something. Thanks for the follow. I hope you guys heard my burp. We bond. Yeah, let's go. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I forgot my phone, my other phone. I've got so many phones. I only have two. How's everybody feeling? We're about to hit the new moon. I'm not going to be surprised if this live stream is a lot more chill just because of the nature of this new moon that we have coming up. The new moon actually peaks at 7:30 Pacific Standard Time tonight. Hi, welcome Jake. Oh yeah. Hi Meep. Yeah, this it was so guys, I always have to have like a moment for the inner circle and the gathering that we did last night. It was so beautiful. Like I think well, it's really interesting. I have so many thoughts that are happening. Shout out to Gemini season. I've been really reflecting on this upcoming full moon in Capricorn that we're going to be having at the end of this month, and just thinking about the themes and the parts of that, because on the Cancer full moon back in December, January, we did a really, actually, no, it was a Capricorn new moon. I've been reflecting on the 6-month theme that's like kind of coming to a head with the summer solstice. All this fun stuff is just like percolating in my mind. So the gathering that we had yesterday was, I think that's the most people we've had live for, besides that Capricorn new moon gathering that I had. And so this was like, I don't know, I just feel the energy building. I don't know the point I was trying to make with that, but I'm just like connecting some pieces for our upcoming full moon in Capricorn. Yeah, it was really, really sweet. And it just, I really enjoy just seeing the diversity in our space, because the sort of audience and the sort of people that kind of show up in this field, we're all like, I don't know. And this is me just kind of riffing with you guys right now, because I've been in a lot of spaces where there's always a very specific type of person. It's like the energy is so niche, right? Where it's like, it's very oriented, and it's like we are energetically niche, not like race, background, beliefs, sex. Like we're all so diverse, and that's the thing that I really love. Like age, all of that. There's a massive diversity within the container when it comes to like these societal like perceptions. And it's like, but when we all like go in deep, everything is so similar. I'm like, this is so wild. I was just talking to my sister-in-law about this just a bit ago. So very lovely, very cool. I just enjoy witnessing that, because as somebody who is in this space, there's been so much reflection happening as we've been deepening into this new moon. And for me, it's in my 10th house of career. And so the work that I've been doing, and I've been really reflecting on this path that has like presently got me here, because there is a new metamorphosis that is happening, that is coming soon, you guys. And I just think back to Izzy last year around this time. I was actually in a business program, and I was like doing like this whole year-long program to like build my business, right? I was like, oh my gosh. And it got like 3 months in from like April, May, yeah, June. And I was like, I'm not learning anything that I don't already know for myself and what I'm already organically building. And then there was this moment where the lady leading this space was like, you need to get off TikTok. And she was so anti TikTok. And I was like, I don't know if I'm for you. And then she told me that like I should stop doing astrology and do like teaching, like go towards my path of teaching kids, and which I love doing, which is something that I'm deeply familiar with. And I literally was like, I need a refund now and I'm done with this program because what the hell? So I cheers to following your dreams. I've never had mentors or that have really gotten me. So I'm sure you guys relate to that too in some degree. I'm just like, yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm like, there's a egotistical part of me that wants to like rub it in her face, like my success, but I also like I acknowledge that part of me. I can give myself the gold star for my success and be grateful that I've been listening to my gut feeling, and that's like my deepest desire is like helping people orient to like what the frick is your hell yes, right? We're all kids in the eyes. Yeah, absolutely. I always say that with when I was teaching martial arts, because I worked with adults, and I was like, we're all just kids in bigger bodies. Like we all just want to have fun. So let's have fun, right? Yeah. Yay. Okay. This is so I've got the dual streaming thing down, which is cool. I'm going to go live on TikTok because I haven't started that yet. So we're just going to press that button here. I like having more intimate moments with you guys here on YouTube, on Twitch. Live chat. There we go. We got to orient my screen. Oh gosh, that was not it. Okay, cool. Think we're good. So as far as the new moon goes, guys, like how has this been showing up for you? I'm curious to know how things have landed. For those of you in the actual inner circle, I have been reading your guys' input, and it's so wild. That journey last night, I was like, as soon as I started like dropping in, I was like, oh, this is like gonna be something a little different. Yes, cool. All right, there we go. So much validation on how I've healed the past week. Yeah, it's been very reflective. I'm sure a good chunk of you have been noticing too, like the sort of themes that are coming up with this new moon. We've been kind of sinking into this. Like it's been like a passing, like a switch of the guard is kind of that, where we kind of have this overlapping where it's like out with the old and with the new. I definitely felt that with the Sagittarius full moon that we had. And now it's like, no, wait, it's actually switching. It's actually switching. Recently saw friends and family. Hayden, welcome. At a gathering and viewed them through. Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to hear about like how that went because that is super cool. Also, a good chunk of people are hanging out over on Twitch. Just a heads up. A lot of the community members in my Discord space hang out there. So if you're joining me on TikTok or YouTube, feel free to jump over there. Welcome. Hi, Edmundo. My integration was to do the gathering last night, but ended up finally claiming my partners. And to do that, they've had, oh, wow. That is so beautiful. Mm. Mm, mm, mm. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Matt, for becoming a member on YouTube. Let's go. Matt's been the one that's been like, you need to start YouTube memberships. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Yeah, YouTube has better audio. Twitch has better audio than YouTube. Interesting. I wonder where that is. It's all coming from the same thing. I'm going to have to go watch that back and probably do some tech configuration for whatever reason. Weird. I wonder if it's grabbing from a different... Now I'm gonna nerd out about this for a second because oh, it's 11:11, guys. Let's freaking go. Okay, let me... Sorry, I'm doing sound checks. The thing I've noticed about YouTube is their audio quality is actually very different. I've noticed that between YouTube Music and Spotify. Don't know if anybody else has noticed that as well. Make a wish, make a wish. Okay, Twitch. We're doing some tech stuff. Interesting. They totally sound the same to me, Mappy. So I don't know. I don't know what's up. Might be unrelated to music because COVID YouTube basically dropped audio quality. No, YouTube Music sounds a lot better than Spotify. I noticed it in my car. The bass in it is 12 billion times better. I don't know. I'm such a like freaking whore when it comes to audio. I'm like, I need it to be like in my blood. Hi, Taylin. Welcome. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it was just a me thing. Hi. It feels so good to be back, you guys. It feels so good to be live with you all. Thanks for the resub. Let's go. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it so much. I don't have a lot of perks on Twitch as far as like subs go, so let me know what you guys would like. Maybe some cooler emojis. Maybe you had it louder as your default. Oh, you're also cooking. Fair. I'm just feeling into this. I don't know. I just feel excited. I love going live. And I like having just the dedicated time to this space, like just here now with you all present. For those of you who are joining on TikTok, welcome. I go live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be diving into the astrological forecast for the week of June 15th to June 21st and really getting into it. You're just thinking about my readings? Heck yeah. Welcome. Yeah, I've been noticing there's a lot of shifts coming in for me with this new moon, especially with the fact that it is connecting to my 10th house of career. Like I'm really feeling like this deepening and like into the channeling and into the sort of voice and the energy that I want to continue to bring forward. And there's going to be some shedding of some other parts of me. So definitely I would love to see perspectives on those changes, etc. Hi, Anka, welcome. 1 week away, and I was like, I need my babies. Yeah, no, literally, I want to name that I was really proud of myself for like getting everything set up. I do that when I am gone for weekends so that you still get the astro forecast, but there's nothing quite like just like being present with you all live. Like I really, really feel it. Like the gathering last night for the new moon, like I love it. That's a thing. That's the thing that fills my cup is like connecting live. So maybe more live streams to come. That'd be fun. That would be fun. Okay, well, you guys ready to talk astrology? Now, if I'm talking body, you got a perfect one. So put it on me. Okay. Mina, hi. Yeah, I'm like, are you ready to rumble? Okay, well, so I'm like looking at my notes. Oh, I literally, by the way, I'm just excited to chat with you guys. I have a giant calendar that is up here of all the astrological transits for the year. And this week, literally, I wrote out, this was back in January, I wrote out holy Venus transits because there's so many transits because Venus just moved into Leo. So snapshot overview, what we're looking at for the week of June 15th to June 21st. Okay. you following, is going to be Monday, June 15th, Venus is sextile Uranus. Tuesday, June 16th, Venus is trine Neptune. Wednesday, June 17th, Venus opposes Pluto. Friday, June 19th, big hitter, Chiron enters Taurus. We're going to talk about that for a good chunk of time. We're going to get some dates and details. And then Sunday, June 21st, it's summer solstice, which means the sun is at its highest peak, highest illumination, longest day in the northern hemisphere, shortest day in the southern hemisphere. And moving into the sun, moving into Cancer. And then the sun will also be sextile Chiron as soon as it enters. Yeah. Right, the balance isn't worse, but it's more base heavy over on YouTube. That's what I noticed too. Thanks for the follow, Diego. Welcome. Okay, exciting stuff, exciting stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let me take a moment to orient to that. There we go. Get Twitch set up, TikTok sweating up. Okay. All right, how are we looking? Crispy, crystal clear. Just taking a moment. Everybody drink some water. A water check. Water. I am noticing also slightly that there is a slight delay just with using the Restream platform that I'm using. I might eventually switch over to Streamlabs. We'll see. I love OBS personally, but it's all I've known, so big changes. It froze in the afterlight earlier. Oh, you like the name? Yeah. I really wanted this sort of yummy feeling. Okay, so we are taking a peek at Monday, June 15th. So last week I wasn't live, obviously. I know you guys missed me. But last week I shared a astrological forecast via video on YouTube around the fact that Venus has entered Leo, and Venus is just cruising. She's ready to be seen. She's ready. She's making a lot of bold moves is sort of the feeling that is coming up with this. It was a visceral shift for me. I'm not sure if anybody else felt that yesterday. Venus moving into Leo, I was like, oh, and here she is. She's here. She has arrived. So, okay, very interesting. Yeah, the delay. I'm noticing the delay over on I'm just gonna write this out for my stream people. I'm gonna type that out. I just want you guys to know that. So Venus in Leo is hanging out here, and on Monday she's making a sextile to Uranus. So Uranus is hanging out 2 degrees of Gemini sextile. This is very interesting because I just want to name. It felt weird. Yeah, it was like a solo. Yeah, it was like, I'm like, who are you? Who are you? I'm like settling back. I love talking about the astro forecast because I'm like, I'm sitting in my element. So let's talk a little bit about Venus in Leo. Hi, welcome, Sam. There is this she's like, hey, I'm here. And she's about to shake some shit up in a beautiful way, but also it's going to be can you hold the crown on your head? Can you hold this light? Can you hold this placement? Can you hold this power that you are cultivating when it comes to your heart and your magnetism? Yeah. Oh, yummy. By the way, it's so fun doing these because I don't look at the transits until I'm sitting here right with you. And then I'm like, oh, okay. It's my favorite thing about doing this. So Venus on Monday is making a sextile to Uranus. Uranus in Gemini has been this really interesting energy, lots of downloads. It's been really shocking into the mental systems. It's been really allowing our minds to perceive things in completely different lenses. It's that Gemini sort of kaleidoscope effect that is happening. And sextiles, fun, flirty, yummy energy. And so Uranus is giving it's like giving Venus, oh my gosh. I don't know if I can say that on these platforms. It's like Uranus is giving Venus a little bump, if you catch my drift. Like a little like party favor, if you catch my drift. Very interesting energy. Like actually though, because Uranus is like really bringing things to light, very like cerebral activity. Yeah. Hey, yo, honestly, I'm like, but this is going to be interesting. Thanks for the follow, watercolor painter. Appreciate it. And thank you everybody on TikTok for liking, sharing, all those things help my content get out to people who may enjoy it. And same with you guys on the other platforms. Thank you. I appreciate y'all being here. So, oh man, sorry, somebody's block. Get out of here. Okay. So, tuning back into the energies. So this is going to be very interesting for the week ahead, because it's like, how can you hold this? Can you hold this energy? This sort of like wild part of you, that this is kind of that feral energy that I feel a lot of people are like picking up on. So Venus making the sextile to Uranus, it creates this bridge of Jaya, welcome. It creates this sort of bridge of new ways of expressing love, new ways of like allowing your heart to be seen. So this can look like new conversations, new platforms, new networking, new people, new communication, right? This sextile opens up that bridge. You got a break at work? Hi, how's work going? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody give Jaya a follow. Jaya makes some amazing music for those of you who are on YouTube and Twitch. Remind me and I'll send his link to you guys, because he goes live and creates epic music. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm so happy to see your face. Yeah, no, literally the shifts are insane, y'all. Insane. Jaya, you have to receive. Just know that I'm all about community and supporting community. So just receive. I was just about to post my energy healing on the TikTok IG for the first time. Yay! Do it. Everybody do it. Do the stuff. Yes. I'm just really, really excited for this sort of sextile. Now, it's going to have some interesting energy pan out for the rest of the week. It's going to be a very interesting terrain that we're moving into. So tuning back into this frequency, Venus making this sextile to Uranus is like really opening the, it really feels like ecstasy. Like that's kind of the energy that's coming up with this, is like, whoa, we can just love. If anybody's ever experienced, or like my friend Molly, if you've ever experienced that, that's just phrases I'm using. You don't need to have substances to actually experience those frequencies. I'm here to be a truth teller within that. This is literally like energetically opening your heart up. And now, you know, Mars in Taurus, grounding, etc., and allowing those things to open up. And it's just giving you a new pathway. It really genuinely feels like a new neural pathway of like, oh, wait, like it's not about how I perceive other people receiving my light. It's the fact that I'm just letting my light and my heart shine. I'm thinking of our journey that we did yesterday. I didn't even know about these transits. I'm going to be talking about the 19th transit, so definitely stay tuned. We're just talking about the 15th presently. Yes, exactly, Rebecca. And I'm just going to read that out loud for the other viewers. Rebecca said, I can testify you don't need it. I danced my ass off last night and I was in pure ecstasy and flow. Yeah, no, big same as far as just like that opening the heart. Okay. Like, what other pieces want to come through with this? There's going to be a desire to like talk more freely when it comes to matters of the heart, when it comes to like, actually, I keep hearing this song lyric, and it goes, let your heart be known. And that's what I keep hearing over and over. So you have to like, the thing about Leo is like, Leo can't shine their light unless they're like actually taking up space. So there is this deeper invitation to take up space with your heart. Okay. Love you, Jaya. Thank you for stopping in. I hope your workday is beautiful and filled with joy, and that you choose to see the joy in every interaction that comes up. That goes for anybody. Okay. Yeah, I really enjoy this transit that we've got going on here. So it's really opening things up to begin with. Okay, just opening it up to begin with. Now, when the aperture is open, how can you hold your center in the rest of the transits that are going to be occurring this week? Okay, so I'm just slowly bringing us in because we're going to take a peek at Tuesday, which is going to add into this energy. Later in the evening on Tuesday, Venus, yet again, in Leo, is now making a trine to Neptune. So all this energy is building up. It's building up. It's like, I'm thinking of really sensual buildups here. Okay. This is like Neptune in Aries. I've been enjoying all this Aries energy. I'm going to be so real. Off with the head of all the Pisces, Neptune and Pisces, Saturn and Pisces. I'm so glad that era's over. So glad that era's over. That sucked. I'm so glad it's over. I have a bunch of Pisces placements, by the way, and I was drowning in my own Piscean freaking dumb stuff. Ugh. My lip gloss be cool. My lip gloss be popping. Okay. Back into the channel. Gotta have a little stim moment. Okay. Neptune in Aries has been taking these sort of reins, and I'm going to just kind of reflect on those collective themes for you guys so you can start grounding into the knowledge around like Neptune in Aries. Neptune had been in Pisces for 14 years, which was like, everybody deserves a gold medal. Everybody wins. We want everybody to have their everything, and it doesn't matter if I don't get it. Okay. Neptune in Aries has been this radical reclamation of unconditional self-love. So it's really been inviting us into those edges of like finding deeper love within the identity, deeper love within this new self that has been taking form. And we have a lot of overlap this year. Like this entire year back at the start of the year, I shared this, but I'm going to reiterate it for everybody else here, is that this year, 2026, is a overlapping year energetically. Like it's going to feel like two parts, and like slowly allowing yourself to step into the new and out of the old. So there's a lot of overlapping energy that is happening this year, just so you're aware. This trine that is happening from Venus in Leo to Neptune in Aries, this is really creating this like heart open channel for, again, relating to this, because we can still feel a little bit of this sextile happening here too. Okay. We can still feel those tendrils, that texture. It's like really opening the channel to pour out this like, I just keep hearing yippee, because it's like your inner child, that Aries energy is really getting to play. It's allowing this more like, unapologetically selfish energy to come out, which I want to reframe the sort of energy around selfishness. I like to say wise selfishness. Like you've been putting yourself first, and since you've been putting yourself first, you're now letting your heart be seen in you choosing yourself first. And so then it's attracting people that like actually want to know you. And so this trine is this beautiful flow between both these planets that represent love. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. So it really is this amplification, big amplification of the heart. When it comes to conflict resolution, be radically honest with everything. Had a question about anything about conflict resolution. These transits are opportunities for us to embody these energies as they come up. And there's a lot of heart-based energy at this time that is moving through. So just being aware of that, just knowing that when it comes to resolution, as long as your heart is open and you try your best, you could initiate it. But, when there's other people involved, you have to know that they have their own process and pieces. So anything else about this? Neptune, Venus trine. This is going to be a little bit of rose-colored glasses. I'm going to be honest. Whenever Neptune's involved in certain transits, it can like blur the edges, blur the lines of things. So just being aware that you might be seeing things, the way they're showing it to me in my mind's eye is like a higher saturation of stuff where it's like almost, again, I'm not gonna lie, the energy is very like related to my experience of like high ecstasy, right? Like it really is this ecstatic experience. And so I'm really seeing like everything, colors brighter, things richer, which can really lead you into this sort of like, wow, everything's beautiful, right? Which is good. And I'm really glad that I get to guide you through this week, because y'all, when you journey with different party favors, medicine, whatever you want to call it, it's important to have a guide. It is important to have your guide, and I am your guide for this energy because this aperture is really, really open. And so just knowing at a deeper level, like, okay, I'm going to name this set and setting. So when it comes to like conflict resolution for my friend that was asking here, it's like, okay, yes, maybe have a third party, but also even like having the setting set up, or like having like a time and a place and a dedication instead of like, yeah, yep, I'm the trip sitter. I'm your astrological trip sitter. For YouTube's sake and for my re-uploading, I am talking in metaphor here. I'm talking in metaphor for everybody. This is just the best metaphor that fits with this energy that is present. So yeah, it's giving very much like loving, heart open energy, like wanting to crawl into another person's skin in like this most like excited, innocent, like how like little kids just want to like touch your face and your hair and everything, and grab your glasses and put them on their face and get their little grubby little hands on. My niece did that this morning. But it really is like pushing those edges of self-expression when it comes to love. And there really is this invitation of like, just try it. Just try it on. What's the worst that can happen? We all know that risk equals reward. Like there's always going to be risk or reward, right? When you risk something, it's like, it might work, it might not. So just saying. I'm just saying. Now, the next day, Holy Venus transit. Okay. Venus is now making a direct opposition to Pluto retrograde. Okay. So this is a sort of energy. So as I'm talking about these things, it's almost as though they're having this, because these transits are so close together, all this energy that I'm talking about, I'm kind of separating them all into their individual energetic thread, but they're braided together. Okay, so we have that ecstatic, excited mental stimulation. We have the heart opening energy, and then we're moving into Venus making an opposition to Pluto. Ego death. I'm really like, I'm like, I need to like, I'm like, y'all, if you're not in the inner circle and haven't joined, come join. Safe container for these spaces, for these energies, for what's moving through. We meet on new and full moons. I think there's only 8 spots left. I might open it up, but I like to respect my energetic capacity of holding people at the capacity that I have. So I have like limited seats in that space. The show I'm watching is talking about pushing the envelope a lot. We love a little envelope pushing. What does that phrase even mean? Pushing the envelope. I want to research it. Pushing the envelope meaning. Ah, I figured it's like you're stuffing it full of stuff, right? Cool. Love it. I just love like understanding metaphors and those sort of things. Dude, I need to join. It's a necessary. Yeah, it's so fun. Yum. So this opposition, okay, when we're looking at oppositions within transits, what we're really witnessing here, sorry, I just like calculated how this is happening within my natal chart. Okay. Get me out. I quit. Okay. I will survive. Hey, hey. Okay, so Venus making an opposition to Pluto is really actually like, let's talk about Pluto for a second and like start breaking apart these pieces, because my deepest desire is that you guys start learning these things for yourself so you can start having this language that I'm talking about. So Pluto, outer planet, slowest moving planet, generational planet, is in Aquarius. It's all about death and rebirth. Pluto is. It's all about cycles and transformation. It's sort of that Ouroboros energy. In Aquarius, it is all about the collective consciousness. It's all about this sort of greater hive mind energy. I like to think about it as like the 5D energy, or I like to say the universal cloud, right? You know how you download stuff on your computer and it's in the cloud? I'm talking about the collective cloud. So this energetic electric frequency that we're all a part of. Aquarius is all about the human connection, all of us together, the collective energy. So with Pluto being retrograde right now, we're really looking at reprogramming our way of understanding the collective consciousness and how you as an individual are relating to it. Okay. So this opposition with Venus. Yeah. Well, let's dive a little bit into Aquarius a bit more, Sam, because I have a completely different perspective when it comes to a lot of the astrological signs, because a lot of pop astrology will just like put them in very like niche categories, and there's so much more than that. You have to really understand the mythic lens. Shout out to Ollie, who is in our Discord server, for like actually creating a space to like bring that conversation in. So that the thing about Aquarius, it's a sign right before Pisces. It's the water bearer. Aquarius holds the water of Pisces. Aquarius is a fixed sign. It holds things down. It holds things in this pitcher of water. It's the pitcher. It holds the collective consciousness. So Aquarius is actually one of the most sensitive signs. Aquarius can pick up subtle energetic frequencies. Very, very delicate, very sensitive, radiostatic. Our entire body is a toroidal field of our electric magnetic energy that's moving through us. Aquarius is like operating in that zone. It's not seen, it's felt, right? So that intuitive nature that is Pisces, that like deeper sense of the more like that's more like this deeper level. It's like this deepest like cosmic energy. Aquarius holds that together. So can attest to that. Spouse is an Aquarius. Yeah. Everything in my life is up in the air. Literally, I have so many choices. Any advice? Follow your joy. Follow your joy. Whatever makes you excited. And if none of those options make you excited, those aren't your answers. Okay. Now, this opposition. So we're understanding Pluto in Aquarius, right? And so we collectively have been rewiring the way it's like a collective reboot that is happening. And so we have to take a look inwards, right? Pluto retrograde, looking inwards at how am I playing into the collective story that is present? Where are these patterns coming from? It really, the visual that I'm getting in my mind's eye right now is like literally like opening up a computer, but it's your brain, and you're like looking at the patterns and you're like rewiring and reconnecting things, removing things from different lineages, from different lives that aren't going to actually hold the collective vision together for the future. Okay. Gotta take a sip out of that. Okay. Now, opposing Venus. So all of this heart opening energy that is coming up with this week, a lot of this like expansion, it's coming face to face with this reprogramming. So it's two sides of a coin. The thing about Venus, or we have to understand the archetype of Leo and Aquarius, and these themes are going to be coming up for the next year and a half as the nodes switch signs. So these themes I'm going to start naming for you. These are going to be bigger themes that are coming up. North node's going to be in Aquarius, South node, Leo. So Leo energy. Leo needs an audience, collective consciousness of Aquarius, to shine their light. If there's nobody in the audience, Leo isn't seen. Leo isn't actually in their energy, right? They need an audience. And Aquarius is about allowing that light to be refracted and give back. So there's a lot of conversations that are going to be coming up collectively around like, how are you allowing your light to refract and shine on other people, to create space for other people, to actually allow things to be refracted? Because Aquarius sees the bigger societal conditions and really wants there to be a deeper opening in that energy. Okay. So deepening into the archetype of Venus here, there's going to be a juxtaposition with this rewiring that is happening within you of like understanding the patterns and like really wanting to, this opposition really just feels like this push and pull from past programming that you are, this Venus is actually inviting in a deeper reprogramming around love, around allowing yourself to be seen in love, allowing yourself to actually be like celebrated in love. Okay. So this opposition creates this tension around like actually releasing the old programming around receiving love, around like letting your heart be seen, around those pieces. And so it might connect into past patterning, of course, looking at the houses that both Leo and Aquarius are in within your natal chart. So that axis, like if it's in the 12th house and the 6th house, it's like the day-to-day routines versus like this collective energy. Anyways, like dive deep into that. That's where I kind of give you homework to start doing research. And you guys, like, especially my inner circle members, you guys get top priority of like me responding with astro questions. Like ask, I'll create, would you guys like me to create like a astro question channel in the Discord for the inner chamber? I think that would be cool. I can't always 100% always respond, but I will respond. Yeah. So yes. Hi, Nicole. Yes, yes. Everybody's like, yes. Cool. Beautiful. This is such a wild confirmation for everything that came through. Rebecca, the frickin' dreams. I'm getting full body chills. I'm literally understanding my vision board that I made last year for the new moon. That's why I've been like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, oh, and literally Spirit told me, it'll make sense. It'll make sense. They said, just create. I can't wait to kind of like actually unfold and unpack it with you guys as things come through. Yeah, but that would also create a container for us to be able to answer each other. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Cool. Yeah. And I love that because I know we have a astrology space that is more open. I want there to be more intentionality with the way that I engage with you guys that are here. We have weekly static dance meditation on Saturdays and alchemies for 2. Oh, love that. Jealous. Welcome, Thunderous Wizard. And thank you again, everybody on TikTok for liking, sharing, doing all the things. Thank you for getting my content out there. I appreciate it. Now, jumping back into this opposition. Tension. And so it's going to be this sort of push and pull where there's a lot of reprogramming going on. So you're going to, oh my gosh, send me the Discord link, Rebecca. I would love that. I would love that. Is it with Ken? I'm curious. Oh, ecstatic dance. I've been thinking about ecstatic dance. Now I'm like jumping back into this energy. This Venus is going to feel really, it's an intense energy. When you're staring down the energy of Pluto and like you're choosing to let your heart be seen and loved and appreciated and staring at Pluto, and Pluto's going like, all right, I got to rewire this. There's going to be some like crunchy bits that come up with the opposition because there's a part of you that's like deeply in the process of rewiring. That's what this is. Okay, cool. I was like, there's a deeper thread to this that I wanted to get to. Just took some time, right? And that's a part of this too, is it takes time. Now, can I let my love be seen while I'm in the process of still being rewired, as I'm still like trying to figure out who I am? Because like, what if I'm not the same person in these interactions that I'm having with people, with community, with one-on-one relationships? What if like I change and they leave me, right? That abandonment wound comes up. That's very Aquarius. That's why Aquarius doesn't engage with people, because they're actually deeply fucking sensitive. But they play this whole lone wolf game where they're like, I'm fine, I don't need anybody. I know I have some Aquarius moons here. Anyways. So there's going to be this edge of like, I don't want to be seen in the process of reconfiguring my entire inner workings, but there's so much available to me right now to actually be seen in this process of loving expression and dancing and playing and being seen. And it's like, literally I'm seeing like, I don't know what little animation that is, but it's like a little like anime. It looks very Charlie Brown in my brain, but I'm seeing like a little guy like dancing around with like flowers in a basket and like tossing them out. And I was like, yay, love. Okay. So very, very potent energy. And again, it's all while our heart is being blasted the frick open. These transits are all happening together. This is called like a cradle. It's kind of moving through here. So our hearts being freaking, it's Snoopy. Okay, I literally was seeing the little Snoopy thing. I was like, I'm seeing a little animated guy. Oh my gosh, post it somewhere in the Discord. How to reframe how I show up in those situations because of past rejections wounds, because I've changed so much. Yeah. And it's like, wait, actually, when somebody doesn't want to be in my energy, that's a gift to both of us. I don't want somebody to be in my energy if they're not actually excited to be around me. And I don't want to entertain somebody who, like, I'm not excited by either, right? It goes both ways. Like, when we're able to really understand that at such a deep level and not make it wrong, it makes me think of like my favorite book. And I really want to do a reread of this book for book club, which is Mastery of Love. And literally my favorite phrase, and it was actually a thing that I brought up in my last relationship as it was ending. I was like, we're doing this thing. And we both had read the book and we're both like, shit, we are doing this thing, which in the book, Don Miguel Ruiz talks about like, if you want a dog, get a dog. Don't get a cat and expect it to behave like a dog. That is just irresponsible, my friends, right? So, yeah, with that sort of piece being said, this opposition is like, you be you, 100% you, let your heart be seen. And if people want to dance and play with you in the moment, let them. And also understand it doesn't have to be death do us part. Yeah, let's fucking go. We're locked in. Also teaching your inner child that rejection is redirection. Yeah, and I think with inner children too, it's almost like if you can get on like a more softer level with those parts of you and be like, hey, I've got you. You know, like this doesn't mean anything about us, and just like doing affirmations, right? You can't control how others show up in your orbit, but you can control how you show up. Yep. It's always about you. And that's what a lot of this Aries energy has been really bringing in, which I love so deeply. Yes, mirror work. Y'all already know I got my big ass mirror that I sit in front of. Lately, actually, this morning I just like stumbled outside to like sit with the sun, like straight up crawled out of bed and went outside. And I was like, I felt like I was like being reborn. I was like, help. It was very entertaining to me. Now, let's continue forward talking about what else is going on. Yay. Okay. Thank you everybody for hanging out. I love doing this. How are we liking the earlier morning time / afternoon time? How's it feeling for everybody? Okay, let's go ahead and jump ahead while you guys answer that question for me. Perfect. Yeah, I enjoy it. So for me, the reason I changed it is so I'm not staying up super late editing things and writing the newsletter. I actually can like enjoy the rest of my Sunday. So yeah, I like the mornings too. And I have a lot more energy. Also, I'm inside the inner circle. Oh my gosh, welcome Sam. Thanks for joining. Make sure you link your Discord with your Patreon. Everybody, welcome Sam. Give her a hello in the Discord because I know a good chunk of you guys are in that space together. So yes. Yes. Yippee. Yay. Hello. All right. Let me. This is the only time I've known works for me. Yay. Okay. I wanted to get some details. Meow, meow, meow. Okay, do you guys know who makes that sound? It's been my stem lately. Meow, meow. Do you guys know who? Hi, Nicole. As I'm making funny sounds. I was doing it and I was like trying to get my brother to guess. He's a little shy guy. Meow. Okay, Gary. Actually, Gary, the snail. That's, dude, the snail freaking symbolism has been coming in so strong. Okay. Okay. You have a Shy Guy plush? Oh my gosh, love. So, took a little pause because we got a big thing happening on the 19th. We got a big thing happening. I've been sitting with it, been witnessing it. Let me move forward to like is it that late in the evening? Oh no, that's AM. PM. Okay. Quick question. Which sign is the one that is the 24 degrees in the 10th house on the chart? This thing? It's phosphorus. Or papyrus. It's, so for whatever reason in this program that I'm using, it is the opposite of Lilith. Like it's like her counterpart, and for whatever reason I can't have her in the chart without having him in the chart. I don't really, it's just a guy. She's just a guy. Okay, so all right, on June 19th, Papyrus, yeah, this guy, Priapus. Let's look into him. Priapus is the calculated lunar pedigee, the point of the moon's orbit when it's closest to Earth. It's the male counterpart to Black Moon Lilith. This represents raw instinctual desire, fertility, the urge to merge, areas of life where you might feel most vulnerable to exploration. He is the Greek god of fertility, gardens, and male genitalia. Pinar. Okay, so yeah, that's that guy. Yeah, for whatever reason, with this platform Luna, I can't have Black Moon Lilith without having him in there, which I kind of cute. They come as a pair. All right, now let's take a peek here. So on June 19th, Chiron enters Taurus. Okay. This is a massive change. And Chiron's going to be in Taurus and is going to retrograde back into Aries. So again, this entire year, like I've already said at the beginning of this live stream, is a lot of overlapping energy of like really like, it's like sanding out this new energy, the new space. Imagine it like, yeah, like you're, I'm seeing, from like Surf's Up, like like with the grain, like we're carving out space for our new identity to fit in, which means we have to kind of go through this, back and forth. So that is presently going to be happening. I'm trying to find the retrograde dates when he dips back, or yeah, Chiron dips back into, okay. Just trying to find those on this website. Okay. Okay, so Chiron's going to be in Taurus from June 19th to September 17th, 2026, is going to retrograde back into Aries, and then we'll enter next year, April 14th, and we'll be there from 2033. Is Chiron, Chiron is masculine energy. Chiron is known as a wounded healer. He's actually a archetype of, he's centaur, and is like this medicine man for a group of centaurs. Thank you, Ace. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for liking, sharing. Oh my gosh, Rebecca. I know when I was reading it, I was like, him's all about him penis. Yes, Matt's going through his Chiron return, and we're going to be giving you extra support, extra love in this process. I know quite a few individuals and clients that have moved through their Chiron return, and it's always one of those times of like really like sitting with the wound, right? So, oh man, Chiron and Taurus is a completely different feeling than Chiron and Aries. So from 2019 until this moment, we've had Chiron and Aries, which has had us deeply, deeply sitting with our identity wound of like, who am I? By the way, we've all been doing it. We're all like, I don't even know who the heck I am. And then we see people online and we're like, whoa, they know who they are. And it's like, they're just pretending. I'm here to pull down the freaking facade. They're all just pretending. Your Chiron return, you were leaving. Saturn. Yeah, Saturn. No, Chiron's 50 years. Saturn's 30. Rebecca, don't you worry. It's I'm going to talk about that for us, my Taurus sister, because for your guys' info, please be gentle and kind to me. Chiron's going to be directly conjunct my sun. My sun is at 0 degrees of Taurus. Cool. So, Chiron and Taurus. What does it mean for our collective? What is this wound? This has to do with our value, our worth. This is really, it's, let's think about this. I'm going to kind of paint us a picture for a second. Imagine you've had a like wound that's on you, that's infected, that's gross, that is just like yucky, gross, right? How are we supposed to heal it? Well, we have to like scrub it. Hydrogen peroxide on that bitch. Like we've got, and it's gonna hurt. The sooner we address the wound, the quicker that we can allow the healing process to happen. But we can't keep picking at the wound while it's in the process of healing. After the deep scrub has happened, after we've cleaned it, we've bandaged it, we have to let it be and then breathe and heal. Like really just genuinely think about the natural healing process of the human body. In Taurus, we're addressing our value. Am I worthy? Am I enough in the sense of monetary things, right? That can really relate to like value, our physical reality, not having enough. This brings in scarcity wounds, right? Not having enough, not being enough, right? This also brings in, I've been in my chart since the natal chart reading. I think I understand what is going on. You can try to guess the transits, but they will show up how they want to for the highest good. As a professional astrologer, I used to future trip on transits. Sometimes you just have to let the transits happen and just know like this is what's going to be moving through. And just be like, all right, let me receive. What can I learn? Right? Now, this can talk about our body too, right? Our body, how we relate and how we interact with the world. It's like, ooh, do I feel at home in this vessel? Especially because it's moving from Aries, where we're like, who am I? Now, who am I inhabiting this body? I don't know, because this new identity has been formed, and now the body is the thing that's inhabiting the vessel. Can I get what I want? Can I physically, tangibly get what I want? This is really, yeah, I'm like, as I'm like looking at this, there, I'm like, how do I name this? Because this is a serious thing. Hi, Colleen. Chiron and Taurus really, really asks us to sit with how we relate to money, how we relate to wealth, and when I say money, it's abundance. That's what I want to talk about. The energy of abundance. Abundance can be tangible, physical things. That's what we're talking about, like actually having maybe a surplus. Or I do want to name that this Chiron wound might address how you've been superficially filling the void with superficial things, like just shopping just to shop, eating just to eat, self-soothing through sensory pleasure, right? Is that serving you? Hi, I'm a Taurus. I can say these things. I do them. So there is going to be a deeper invitation to look at like where we feel unfulfilled, right? And it's ultimately through our own experience, right? It really, I'm just thinking of like the pentacle suit, right? The pentacles within tarot. Like this is really how we're choosing to engage in the material world. Chiron is pointing out like, hey, that's actually this, we got to look at, is this in alignment? So we're going to be really, and this is going to be, Chiron's usually in a sign from like 9 to 7 years, depending. And so this is going to be happening until I think it's 6 years, and then it's going to dip into Gemini and then back into Taurus. So 2033, so 6 years. It's so funny. I'm like literally like touching myself as I'm like like sensory input, because this is going to ask us like, what do we do to soothe ourselves? What do we do to comfort self? And ways that we earn money, spend money, and like, how can we do this in a more healthy way? Not through a way that is, it really, I feel like this is specifically just targeting the collective scarcity wound around not having enough, around greed too, needing more, not enough, needing more, right? And I keep thinking of one of the books that we read in book club, Happy Pocket Full of Money, because that has completely reframed my perception on abundance around receiving financial compensation for things. Because when you're in authentic flow with you and yourself, you will be okay. But it's when stories come up and you change your reality. So we have this Gemini stuff that is really helping us understand our thoughts. Now, I'm really going to say, don't fill the void. You're going to want to, and it's kind of like, I keep seeing like a kid with like a cast on and like sticking their pencil down and like trying to itch it, or like, you know, like, or you were like me and you got your you cut your cast off yourself because it was pissing you off. Just saying. The words that just keep like literally cycling through my mind are worth, value, material goods, abundance, right? Where are you not valuing yourself enough? For a lot of my creators out there, entrepreneurs, people that are really stepping into letting yourself be seen in your gifts, you're really going to have to sit with your value. Like, what is that? What is it for you? For you, not what you think other people say it should be. And like undercharging or over, like really, really getting familiar with like what you've cultivated so far. I'm seeing like, so funny. They're giving me such interesting visuals. I'm like seeing like, you know, like a kid gets back from like trick-or-treating and they like pour all the candy out and they're like, this is my hoard. Like this, it can be sort of that energy of like, how like is they're bringing in such tangible examples for this. I used to have a student, I think she just graduated high school actually, and she would save her she's a Virgo, she would save her candy and space it out for the whole year. It's that kind of energy where it's just like you don't need to have all the candy right now, you could space it out. So it's really just inviting ourselves to really witness like how we relate to our worth, how we relate to how we fuel our bodies, right? Input versus output, right? And that sort of things. Is this the process going to be amplified because of Schumann resonance energy phenomenon? Schumann resonance is always constantly moving and fluctuating. I wouldn't say it's a specific phenomenon that's happening right now. I've seen it. I've been a Schumann follower since 2020, actually probably 2018. It's always doing things. Thank you, Harmony. Yes. Will I be rich this year? My name is, yeah, you will be. You will be rich. Our values protect our energy. Yeah. And that projects our process, which protects our energy. Like in one of your recent videos I watched. Yeah. It really is like, I keep seeing the Six of Pentacles, like really understanding, what am I giving? What am I giving out to the world? And Chiron's really like, it's going to have you look at like where you've maybe been overextending yourself to a detriment, where you're literally like your body has been screaming at you to fucking stop. Or where you're like not asking, like where you're like, maybe you have a lot of abundance that you can actually start sharing with people, that you can start finding ways to pour into other things, right? It really is this balance. So got the Six of Pentacles in my new moon spread. Let's go. I also got the Six of Pentacles in mine. It was my final card. It was my card number 10. Which like literally I'm feeling that so deeply. It's like, what's this reciprocity, right? Chiron ones are really heavy. And actually I got all my astro books over here. I want to read about Chiron in this book. This is Chiron, Healing the Body and Soul by Martin Lass. It's been so long since I've actually picked up this book. I'll hold it up if anybody wants a screenshot. Okay. I love this. I love bringing in other people's work into this too. Astrology is so freaking cool, guys. I got to read a chart for one of my friends' like sisters yesterday, and she's not into astrology, and it's always so fun to read astrology charts for people who haven't really studied astrology or know anything about it. I'm like, hee. And she's like, what the hell did you just do? By the way, my books for June are completely closed now. So if you are looking to get a reading, July is finally open. So you can book through my website if you're looking to get a natal chart reading from me. As a Taurus, I already know the Chiron is going to tell me to quit smoking. Start now. Be about it. Don't make it. It's the stories. Your body will be fine. Do it. Just do it. So Rebecca, are you still here? Just checking in. So Chiron and Taurus, this is for people that have it natally and they're, Rebecca. So when it connects to the sun sign for you, it's really just going to be seeing like your light, right? The sun, the core of who you are, right? The core of who you are. And looking at where your light, right? And it's interesting. They just showed me like, is it a fluorescent light or is it the natural light of the sun? Are you showing a false light or are you showing your true light? And it's going to be like understanding your worth around your ego, around your identity, around the person that you are at the core, outside of all the stories, right? So Chiron's really just going to, it's actually really beautiful. It's like going to like get even more clear, right? It's going to get more clear. So Chiron and Taurus, and if you have Chiron natally in Taurus, a deep insecurity, a core of fear of losing safety, security, abundance, and or love. The underlying conviction that these were taken away, were lost, or are in a deficit and were missing. And the search is, and so this is a search we're all going to be on. Bye, Amber. Sounds good. See ya. Thanks for hanging out. The search with this wound is the search for security, safety, trust, and love, often mirrored through material values, right? That's going to be kind of like, how do I feel this, right? The wound's expression is trying to grasp, hold on, cling, covet, and or hoard security, safety, abundance, and love, whether it's with respect to people, things, or core ideals. So it really is like, it's having you really look at your story around your values, how you connect to things, how you really value your energy. And if you're holding on to an old identity, especially for my Taurus sun people, like your ideas. If you ask that in the Discord, Sam, I will send a picture of this page to you. Just remind me because my brain can forget things. Oh, there goes my friends. So the healing path is realizing that safety, security, and values and love we seek are not to be found in the material world. They can only be found in the spiritual heart, in the wellspring of spirit, and in the love that invisibility pervades all things. In the meantime, our efforts find and keep material safety, security, values, and love will gradually become decreasingly able to answer our needs. As Emerson said, nothing of the senses can ever satisfy. No, you're good. No, Sam, I'm just reminding you to remind me because I will forget. So this Chiron, and the reason I've been so like on this Chiron piece for a while is because of how like potent it is. Like it really is going to be that sort of, it's going to be a big shift, a big theme shift for our collective, is like really understanding that it's going to be interesting how it plays out in the material world. A lot of people might dip deeper into scarcity mindsets, especially with the way society is changing. And it's really inviting in the idea of abundance as not just material things, that it's your self-respect. How is this affecting Chiron and Capricorn? Not anything specifically, Hayden. It just depends if it's going to, when it makes an aspect to yours, it'll make a trine. So you might get to know your Chiron more. And this is at 0 degrees of Chiron. So, or 0 degrees of Taurus. So it's not affecting you specifically as a per se right now. Now, jumping forward, we are going to go to June 21st. Yippee! Summer solstice hits, Cancer season begins. Okay, the sun enters Cancer. Now, this is such a yummy energy. We're entering summer. This is the mark and the start of summer. Doesn't matter if it's hot as hell presently. June 21st is the actual start of summer. Okay, you heard it here first. Now, the sun moving into Cancer really brings us into a whole new watery emotional terrain. And I want to look at one of my newsletters. When did that happen? Hold on. Oh shit. Oh my gosh, I miss saying happy birthday to my grandma. I'm a shitty granddaughter. Okay, that was on the 1st. Okay. Ah! There. Happy birthday, Grammy. That's not the one that I want. I want this one. Okay. Sorry, I was grabbing one of my newsletters here because I want to talk about a lot of stuff that we got a lot more to talk about. I understand my basic chart better. Yeah. Good. Yeah. I know sometimes it can be really fun to like try to predict and go into it, but it's not really exact until it's exactly conjunct your chiron, but you'll start to see the unfolding of those things. It's almost like it's inviting in the like unraveling of the cloth around the wound mat, so you can start seeing the wound a bit more clear. That's going to be the process, and then it's going to be the cleaning process and the rebandaging. Like the cleaning process is when it's directly conjunct your chiron, and then the bandaging is when it moves out of orb of yours. Okay, so the sun enters Cancer on June 21st, welcoming in Cancer season, welcoming summer solstice, celebration, beautiful, yummy energy. Cancer is the archetype of the crab. It is the first water sign. So this brings us into the egoic terrain of how do I feel, right? My feelings. Cancer is all about the feeling terrain. It's the first expression of your feelings as a being embodied, okay? So with the sun entering this space, it's going to be highlighting a specific part of your natal chart. It's going to be really illuminating that space of Cancer for you. So it's going to become a deeper emphasis. Cancer is a cardinal sign. So lots of starting of new things, new projects, new desires of the heart, emotional space. And I'm like thinking of like pool parties. It's like a great time to just like really enjoy water and connecting. If you can go to the beach, go to the ocean, Mother Ocean, let's go. Cancer energy is deeply tender. It is very sensitive to their environment. And I just like to think of like the actual archetype of the crab, like hard, tough shell, sensitive, gooey center. So we got claws too. I'm like doing the hand symbols. And there are pieces of us that really can be sharp, right? Cancer risings can be very, very, if you betray them, you're out forever. They go, no, don't come back in. The betrayal cuts deep with my sweet Cancer folks. And at a collective level, we're going to be feeling that. Like, it's going to be very interesting because like our egoic identity is moving into this field that's a lot more exposed, right? It is the start of summer. The sun is at its highest illumination on June 21st. So there's a lot of exposure energy. It kind of feels like, I'm being seen, being perceived. Now, with the sun moving over here into Cancer, this is going to start bringing in more details around the Mercury retrograde themes that we're going to be having. I forgot to put this in the sort of thing is on June 12th. So just 2 days prior, Mercury enters his pre-retrograde shadow. So Mercury is now at this space where they're going to be moving through this space that we're going to be reviewing. Okay, it's going to be a big review. Cancer energy is going to be a big chunk of our emotional terrain for the next 2 months as well, by the way. So really getting to know your feelings, how you feel about things. So the sun jumping into Cancer is really just inviting in a deeper understanding around my feelings. How do I feel about this? And especially which house it's in. So if it's your first house, like for Tempest Twin, it's like, who am I, right? It's really understanding the ego identity. If Cancer is your 8th house, like it's understanding those like feelings within the sort of subterranean underworld spaces of the 8th house. Okay. And of course, with everything that I share here, I will be writing it deeper on my newsletter, which hits your inbox tomorrow morning. So if you're yet to subscribe, definitely check that out. If you're on Twitch, you can do !point links, and you'll get the links to sign up for those things. And it's all linked in all the places that things are linked. Also, we have the sun creating, so adding into this layer, a sextile to Chiron here on this day. So Chiron enters Taurus and then the sun enters Cancer. And so the sextile really brings in this layer of like, it feels nice. I'm going to be honest, where it's like, it's like Chiron's not entering just like alone. It's not feeling too isolated is the energy. Cancer moving, or the sun moving into Cancer, is creating the supportive edge for Chiron, where it's like feeling held in it, feeling safe in the like recognition of like, oh, here's a wound. Oh, here's this thing. Here's the scarcity. Here's the like holding on to sort of energy. And Cancer kind of creates a soothing balm for it, where it's like, it's okay, like we can do this together and we'll figure it out. It's letting yourself feel the feelings around witnessing this shift. Okay. Allowing the emotions to pour through, whether it's a cry, whether it's like talking about your feelings or sharing. And again, with Mercury being in Cancer as well during this time, we have a lot of pieces that we're going to be really reviewing around how we relate to our emotions within the Cancerian space. Thinking more about this sextile, like it's kind of like the image that just came to my mind is like, you know, when you like maybe go to a new space for the first, I keep getting like little kid energy, where it's like it's like your first day at school and then some kid just approaches you and is like, you're my friend now. And like takes your hand and is like, come on, let's go. That's kind of the sun in Cancer helping Chiron. It's like, hey, it's okay. Like, we're just going to let the feelings happen and it's okay. Like, just feel it. It's really cute. Like, I'm like, oh, this is actually very, very supportive energy as Chiron enters Taurus. So it's not going to be this like blindsiding, like, wow, Chiron and Taurus, scary. It's going to have this supportive edge of the sun entering Cancer as well. So anything else want to come through with this? I feel good. I feel complete. I'm excited about summer solstice. I'm going to invite in that like thought and thread around like, what intentions were you setting around winter solstice, the darkest time? That was December 21st, 2025. Start thinking about those things. If you were with me in the new moon and Capricorn gathering where we really like dove into that, start looking at those pieces. Okay, I'm actually going to look at my journal after this. Now, just a recap of the energy. This is again the forecast for the week of June 15th to June 21st. Monday, we have Venus sextile Uranus. Tuesday, Venus is trine Neptune. Wednesday, Venus is opposing to Pluto. Friday, Chiron enters Taurus. And then Sunday, the sun enters Cancer, making a sextile to Taurus, Chiron. Okay. This energy is very heart-opening, and I feel like it's creating that vulnerable edge that is just a part of being human, and we're really letting our hearts on like steroids right now, is really like being illuminated. We're looking at it, we're feeling it, we're letting it be seen and witnessed, excited, and then also feeling the pieces of the worthiness pieces that come in, and it's just like, oh, okay, that might be present, and how can we use sun and Cancer to just like soften those edges, okay? All right, we're gonna jump back here. You just posted it. Let's go. Perfect timing. All right, jumping back here. Now is the time where I ask questions about you. I ask question, you guys ask me questions. You guys ask me a question. Any astrological specific questions? Yeah, love the soft wee Cancerness. Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting about the Cancer retrograde that's going to be happening. Mercury retrograde in Cancer is what I mean. or really like the Cancerian house is really getting like a full, like deep mental understanding around the emotional terrain, because Mercury entered Cancer on June 1st, is going to be in pre-retrograde shadow on June 12th, stations retrograde June 29th, stations direct July 23rd, leaves post-shadow August 6th, and then enters Leo. So we literally have 2 months of like really, really getting to know Cancer. We're getting real up close and personal with Cancer energy. So any astrological questions? I would love specific ones. Wow, speaking of people, cool. Ah, sorry, I hit the mic. Your poor little ears. Questions, comments, concerns, hopes, wishes, dreams. Rebecca, if you want to push the edge a little bit more, in the Discord server, there's a self-promo channel under bulletin board. I would love to have you share what you just posted there. Are body parts associated with Cancer energy? Yeah, the womb, stomach, tummy, tummy. Also the breasts. Here. Cancer is the boobies. The heart. It's more Leo. Modern medical astrology. Yay! This is cool. It talks about like lysine, biotin, minerals, magnesium, ruled by the sun. This is such a cool book. My friend gave this to me a long time ago. Look at these hand-drawn charts in this. That was back in the day. They had to hand draw that ish. Since we're on Chiron, what are the ways that somebody with Chiron on the ascendant can exist? Well, at this point, I should just bring my mom into the conversation because she's got Chiron on her ascendant. I've actually had quite a few clients that have actually come to me that have Chiron on their ascendant. Just know that your lens on life is going to be always, it's like having a fractured lens and perception of life when it's right on the ascendant. So with Chiron on the ascendant, there is always going to have to be that invitation for softness towards your perception, allowing yourself to not take things personally is the biggest thing that I can share with you with Chiron on the ascendant. Do not take things personally. It's usually not about you. I would invite you to read The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Chiron on the ascendant, it's, you know, there's this wound around perception and being perceived that comes with Chiron on the ascendant. It's like, I don't, you know, it's really hard to feel that. But Cancer, your Chiron is in Cancer and your Sun's in Capricorn. You don't like, as far as earth and ether, Sun are they in direct opposition, or they're just in different signs? So this is where astrology gets really nuanced, where it's like, are they directly opposing each other within oppositional degrees, or are they just in just the opposing signs? Is the hardest things forever, especially in Leo. Yeah, where it's like this sort of edge of like perception, but wanting to be seen. And I want to invite you, let me look at your username because I'm born on a new moon. You know the art style of no. No. It's Kitsuami. Kitsuami. It's the gold bowl. It's like where you, like a broken bowl is fixed together with like gold. So it's, your life is going to be about like self-healing the lens and your perception by helping other people that also have wounds around oh, it is Kintsugi. I don't know why what I searched is completely different, but it's showing the same thing. Yeah. Helping other people with similar wounds is going to help you heal by hyping up people. Like, you naturally have that about you where you're like, no, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah. I don't know. Literally, I Googled it and it showed, I don't know. That was weird. Honestly, that's just how things are. Yeah. The gold's in the cracks. So now, Chiron in Cancer makes you really tender to emotions and feeling like your emotions are too much. And then your Sun in Capricorn makes you hyper, like, independent, where it's like, I don't need anybody, but you actually really deeply desire to be held and witnessed and felt. And so it's actually creating space for you to receive that tenderness. Good questions. Good questions. I love the little Chiron questions, you guys. I'll take a few more questions if anybody has like specific astrology questions. Oh, Sam, since you're still here, I will read this to you, and I can read so Chiron in Libra is like always creating harmony in general. Yeah, the wound about like feeling like, it literally says here, the core wound of feeling alone, incomplete, and or separate. The feeling that there's something or someone missing from our lives. The search for pieces of ourselves in the mirror of others. Tendencies towards fearing being alone, sacrificing self. So a lot of people-pleasing pieces. Escaping the wound. Burying ourselves in relationships, etc. Yes. Gonna head out. Thank you for hanging out, love. Healing path. Every person whom we have a relationship, whether it's up close and personal or more at a distance, is a reflection of ourselves. More importantly, each person reflects an aspect of our true soulmate and the other half that we feel is missing. Most importantly, however, each of the aspects are our true soulmate, even though others whom we are in relationship is an aspect of ourself that we've yet to discover, recognize, acknowledge, embrace, and finally love. We sense what we're missing is actually within us and awaiting for our discovery. Is this love energy permanent? Do you think the collective, or do you think it's going to subside? It depends on integration. So that's talking about that, and my lowering my voice. Yeah, when I get like deep into reading things, I tend to like go a little bit deeper. It's a little bit more authentic. So this is a piece that I wanted to bring in about the astrology regarding me being your trip sitter for this week. Integration is how you allow there to be a deep piece of this, okay? So this love energy that's coming up this week, this like, whoa, this is so cool. How are you going to create sustainable processes that support that energy? It will subside. Yes, just like any psychedelic or ecstatic experience, it's not always going to be the finite thing that's always presently there, or infinite thing. It will subside. But how can you allow that to be that thread of truth that you know is possible to continue to guide you? To continue, it's about integration. Whenever anybody has experiences with, whether it's psychedelics, whether it's like really profound like awakenings, right? This idea of chasing the dragon, if you've ever heard that term, it's used in substance abuse, where you try to chase a specific high that you had, and that's what leads into addiction, is trying to find that same thing. By the way, that happens with spirituality, my friends. When you have the awakening, when you open the aperture, you've been exposed to things, you're going to be like, I want more of that. That's so freaking cool. dive in. And guess what? Spirit will shut you out, by the way, because it's about integration. You have to be in the world when your aperture is open, and it's a learning process. I've been on the spiritual path since I was 16. Happens in golf too. There we go. Thanks, Jake. Where there's this sort of feeling of like, you have to come back and integrate. And if you're not choosing the integration, Spirit will choose for you. God will choose for you and close you off from the like psychic aperture. So in regards to this opening of the heart that is happening this week, how can you invite that deeper into you? How can you live? How can you like sustainably allow that energy? Because having your aperture open that wide all the time, that will lead you into psychosis. So we have to integrate. As somebody who has sat in plant medicine ceremonies, who has done like deep work that has been held by integration circles and ceremony, it is deeply important. And the integration isn't just the day after, it's years after. There are still things that I've been integrating from some ceremonies that I'm finally just being like, oh, that's what's occurring. That's what's been transforming. That's how I'm embodying this energy. Gemini, Sun, Mercury in the 9th. Oh, yay. I'm so glad. So what would you recommend to people to understand astrology who are new and struggling to learn? Would you ever make beginner videos or cheat sheets? I'm new here, but you like the way I explain things. Thank you. Now, I do have some, and this answers your question, Z Latina, Saturn returns. I have a video that is on YouTube under Astramia that breaks down Saturn and the lessons of Saturn. I do have some teaching videos, though. Right now, teaching astrology isn't my core calling. I am a teacher at heart, so these live streams, I go live every Sunday talking about these things. I've been doing this consistently for almost a year, and I can attest that everybody who's shown up in these live streams, and I re-upload this to YouTube, by the way. I re-upload it to YouTube so you can still sit and listen. That information comes in. Now, to start the process of learning astrology, follow the moon cycle. What sign is the moon in? In my journal every morning, I write the position of the sun and the position of the moon, so I can start getting to know those themes of the moon and how it relates to me and those sort of deeper threads. I will be opening containers to actually teach astrology in the future. Right now, there's just deeper things that are being called of me. So if you're not yet like subscribed to like my newsletter or those deeper threads or joining my Discord community, those spaces, are where I'm consistently sharing the work that I'm doing and putting out there. So definitely jump in those spaces. Divine Duality Tarot. Yeah. And like, if you guys ask me questions, I do answer them like in the Discord, like, yeah. And if you're not, I have an edge where people, if you're just demanding somebody to read your chart, I'm not going to read your chart. I'm not going to like look at things. If you ask me very specific questions about like things, or if you ask nicely in the Discord community, people will respond to you. We have actually quite a few astrologers that are professional astrologers, and that are people that are stepping into professional astrology in that space. So, oh, true. Me, real. I'm devastatingly familiar with different kinds and levels of psychosis. I'm also always a little bit, but appropriately aware of the potential for it. I'm glad you called it out. Yeah. And that's one of those edges, is like, as somebody who has walked my spiritual path completely alone, you get real good at finding those edges where it's like, oh, I shouldn't go past this edge, because if I go past this, my tether that I've been building and cultivating might snap. And I might be lost in that. But you have to really get to know yourself. That's those deeper threads of spirituality, of like going into the deep, dark, scary spots and going up into the etheric worlds, right? Your tether, your anchor, it's you. That's why I really like understanding your natal chart deeply. That begins to be your blueprint for this life. So then it's like, oh, I'm starting to see like, this is my map. This is my core energy. This is how I transmute, navigate, and evolve here. And everybody's chart is so unique. I've had an influx of clients the last This last month has been so beautiful. Almost every day I'm sitting with new folks and everybody has a unique mission, and it's so freaking cool to see that. Yeah, and a lot of people are talking about astrology over in the Discord, so definitely come pop in. But sweet friends, it is time for me to start writing the newsletter, closing down this live stream. So if you weren't able to be here for the entirety of all of this, definitely come join the Discord. I'm going to grab the invite for my YouTube folks as well, because I need to get commands set up. What the hell? Almost plugged somebody else's. What the heck? I swear technology is doing the craziest thing for me right now. There we go. There's that. Yay. Thank you, Rebecca. I so appreciate you here. I will be live again next week, same time, 12. Why am I saying 12? Again, fuck my brain. 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 12 Mountain, 1 Central, and 2 Eastern. Okay, so we'll be live. If you have yet to sign up for my newsletter, you can grab, not LinkedIn, the frick LinkedIn. There's that. There is that. For everybody, all of my details are there. You can book readings through me there. You can join the Discord through there. You can subscribe to my newsletter there. All the things are going to be there. I love you all so much. Bye, TikTok. We'll see you later. And for my sweet friends here on YouTube and Twitch, thank you for hanging out. I'm so grateful for you guys. We will see each other in the Discord. All right. Bye. See ya.